Well, we often try to put our best foot forward at big events like that job interview. Hey, we're constantly meeting new people, and that first impression can go a long way. So here with tips to make yourself irresistible to everyone you meet is Eric Rittmeyer, author of The Emotional Marine. Welcome back, Eric.
Thanks for having me, Veronica.
Being a good communicator, right? That's part of it. So we all need to know what our strengths and our weaknesses are when it comes to communicating in order to make a good first impression, right?
We sure do, and it's self-awareness. We talked about this off camera. Self-awareness is the ability to understand our emotions, to control our emotions, but not just be aware of our emotions, but others as well. So when you communicate with people, you have to understand where they're coming from, what they're going through, how they're feeling, so you can adjust accordingly to fit that conversation to where you leave a strong first impression.
I feel like there are generations that have been better at that than others, right? So we've got the generation now, you know, they're on their devices. Would you say they have good emotional intelligence?
Unfortunately not. So we become a society that's more about social media than it is social interaction. And when we don't communicate with people and meet eye to eye and discuss things that bother us or frustrate us, it's difficult. We don't learn those skills.
But we can learn, we can change.
We sure can, yeah.
So there's
EQ
promise.
is very learnable.
You only get one chance, right, at the presentation in the boardroom or maybe getting that job and during the interview. So we've got to make a good impression. One of the things you say is to make the other person feel comfortable.
Yeah, so that's basically making them feel important. When you meet somebody, it's all about them. It's showing them respect. It's eye-to-eye contact. It's not looking at your cell phone. It's finding qualities in them that you see to be very strong qualities and bringing them out, letting them feel them themselves. It makes them feel great.
What about listening skills, right?
Listening's huge.
Want to do more listening, less talking?
Us guys are horrible at listening, aren't we? We're so bad at that. The issue is, as humans, we listen with the intent to reply as opposed to listening with the intent to understand. So as majority of people, as somebody's talking, we're listening just enough to start formulating a response. When we do that, we can't truly hear the words that person's saying.
But we should be active listeners, right?
We absolutely should, but we have to acknowledge what the other person is saying. The other person just wants to be understood. That's all they're asking for.
And be ready to go with, of course, good responses and be engaged. Not only should we make people feel comfortable, but we need to make them feel important.
Yeah, it's all about putting the emphasis on that person you're talking with. We live in this day and age where the cell phone goes off. The TV comes on, we're looking up the TV. That's disrespectful. And when people feel like you're not giving them undivided attention, they don't connect with you.
And remain focused the entire time, of course, on that person. Here's what I want to know. There's surveys for everything. Is there a survey or some sort of test that somebody can take to figure out where they fall on that scale of emotional intelligence?
This is kind of hard to do, Veronica. People don't like to do this, but you can actually ask people that you're close with, ask family members, like, hey, how do you feel about this? Am I good at this? Am I good at that? You might be surprised. And again, it can be a little uncomfortable because people might be a little apprehensive to say, hey, you don't really pay attention to me when I'm talking, or you cut me off mid-sentence. I have rules in my house with my kids. When their friends come over, when somebody's got the mic, everybody else listens till they're done talking, then you let them finish. So maybe ask somebody that you love or someone you care about to give you some honest feedback.
So you don't need to be an expert on people in your young years and knowing how to read them, but it's something that you can build on as you get older.
You absolutely do not need to be an expert, and that's the thing about IQ and EQ. They're inversely related, so you've probably seen this. The higher IQ people are normally the lowest EQ people, and vice versa. Think about some of the smartest people you know. They can solve algorithms, but they can't order a pizza online. You know what I mean? So it's like...
And sometimes, yeah.
And sometimes vice versa. The highest EQ graduated 8th grade, and that's it. But they're very emotionally intelligent. They're very in tune with their emotions. They're able to connect. They're able to meet new people. They're able to be successful based on their EQ.
Eric, I love this. Mastering first impressions, so important. I think, more so these days because of where we are as a society. MentalToughnessSpeaker.com to get more information on you. Always great when you're on. Fist bump. Fist bump.
Coronavirus.
No, that's it. All right. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks,
Still ahead, Alex Trebek. He gives an emotional